Right now, deep inside your brain, your pons is compressing your sleep, and the neurologists who study it admit they cannot reverse it. It runs silently. It does not wait for you to feel tired. Every night you go to bed still wired, it shaves something irreplaceable from the top of your deepest recovery cycle. But high performers have found one way to interrupt it, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly what it is. Your pons, the bridge, the relay station buried at the base of your brainstem, does something your conscious mind never gets a vote on. It decides when to cut your deep sleep short. And when it has been overstimulated during the day, it does exactly that. It yanks you out of slow-wave sleep early. Silently, you do not wake up. You do not know it happened. You just feel like you slept 8 full hours and still cannot think straight. That is not laziness. That is not a character flaw. That is your pons running a compression pattern it learned from your daily schedule, and the longer that pattern runs, the more automatic it becomes. Your memory formation degrades. Your reaction time drops. Your emotional regulation frays at the edges, and you cannot feel any of it happening. Here is the mechanism. Your pons contains a cluster of neurons that govern your transition from light sleep into deep, slow-wave stages. Those neurons need one specific condition to let the handoff complete: no unresolved cognitive load, no pending decision loops, no elevated norepinephrine still cycling from an afternoon of back-to-back pressure. But if it detects any of those, and it detects at a cellular level, not a conscious one, it compresses the handoff. It rushes you through the gateway. You still get sleep. You just do not get the architecture. You get the shell without the contents. Your glymphatic system, the overnight waste clearance network that runs through brain tissue, only fully activates during those deep slow-wave stages your pons just cut short. The proteins that accumulate when glymphatic clearance fails are the same ones researchers link to accelerated cognitive decline. This is not about one bad night. This is about a compression pattern running quietly for months, and we are getting to how to stop it. The neurologists who map pontine function will tell you something uncomfortable. Once the pons has established a compression habit, pharmaceutical intervention does not reset it. Sleep aids sedate. They do not restore sleep architecture. Researchers studying brainstem sleep regulation have published exactly this: that forcing sleep with medication produces the EEG signature of sleep without producing the biological outcomes. You are unconscious. Your pons is still compressing. The therapeutic community has no protocol to manually retrain pontine gating. The only resets that work are behavioral. The fix exists, but it does not look like anything you have been told. Here is the part nobody publishes. The standard advice is to wind down with something calming: a podcast, ambient sound, light reading. For most people, that is exactly backwards. Your pons does not calm in response to passive low-stimulation input. It stays vigilant. It monitors for unresolved cognitive loops, and passive content keeps those loops spinning without closing them. The podcast that relaxes you consciously is simultaneously signaling to your brainstem that cognitive processing is still ongoing. The stimulation level dropped. The processing demand did not. That mismatch is what keeps the compression gate from lifting. Calm content is not the same as cognitive closure. Your pons only releases deep sleep when it detects closure, not quiet. High performers, the ones who consistently wake up cognitively sharp even on short sleep, share one preparation habit that looks trivial from the outside. They close loops deliberately and physically before bed, not mentally, physically. They write down on paper the 3 things that are still unresolved: the decisions pending, the conversations unfinished, the plans that need a next action. Not to solve them, just to externalize them, to move them from active working memory into a system outside the skull. The act of writing signals to the pons that the processing demand has been transferred. The loop is not open anymore. It is parked. Your brainstem cannot distinguish between "I solved it" and "I have recorded it and it will be handled." It responds to the signal of transfer, not resolution. This is why the most cognitively productive performers keep a physical notepad, not a phone, not an app, next to the bed. The tactile act of handwriting creates a stronger transfer signal. Researchers studying pre-sleep cognitive offloading found that subjects who handwrote their open loops entered slow-wave sleep faster and stayed in it longer. Your Pons is not looking for solutions. It is looking for evidence that the load has been set down. Tonight, 10 minutes before bed, get paper. Write down everything your brain is still carrying. Not a to-do list. The specific unresolved things, the conversation replaying, the decision you have not made, the thing sitting in the back of your mind since Tuesday. Write it, close the notebook, and put it somewhere else in the room. Not the nightstand, elsewhere. Distance is part of the transfer signal. Then lie down. No sound, no screen, nothing. But the Pons is not working alone. There is another structure deeper in your brainstem, one that activates specifically in response to the feeling of lying down, and it is actively working against everything you just learned. Most people have never heard its name.